It is inconceivable to think that in 2017, the people of Palestine still suffer from an almost complete lack of the basic needs in life: food, water, electricity, healthcare, and most importantly, education facilities, the foundation on which a community flourishes and grows in confidence and prosperity. A UN report in 2012 stated that Gaza could be unlivable by 2020. This date is fast approaching. Some of us are trying to defy the odds to secure help and aid to the population of 2 million Gazans living in an open-air prison where all their sources of life are controlled by air, land, or sea. There are also around 2.5 million Palestinians living in the West Bank who could be considered to have a slightly better life than those in Gaza, but who still endure challenging conditions. In spite of this, Gazans still accomplish triumphs of humanity through education, knowledge, initiative, and human capital. For example, it is empowering to hear of a new invention by 2 female engineers for an environmentally friendly and lightweight alternative to concrete made from coal ash that could aid Gaza's rebuilding problems. Or to hear about the inspirational Palestinian teacher who was awarded a Global Education Prize in Dubai. These and many other examples show that where there is faith and hope, the potential for a better future is never lost. It is a responsibility and duty for those who have become successful to give back to this community. This generosity comes in all shapes and forms, and no matter how small, the positive impact is felt across society, both now and into the future. The work of the UN and other NGOs is highly appreciated, but more is required, particularly in the critical areas of education, hospitals, healthcare, and family planning. As a famous actor said, "If you have done well in whatever business you are in, it is your duty to send the elevator back down and try to help bringing up the next generation." The tragedy in Palestine started with the 1948 Exodus, also known as the Nakba, which in Arabic literally means disaster or catastrophe. 700,000 Palestinians fled or were expelled from their homes, and hundreds of villages were ransacked. Urban Palestine was almost entirely destroyed. Generations have since grown up in exile but continue to give back to their homeland to ease its suffering, in the hope of one day returning to a free land where basic human rights exist. Like the olive tree, the national symbol of Palestine, the people signify life, dignity, and steadfastness, despite being uprooted and burnt. One of the first main initiatives that prominent business people take is to build a home for relatives in Gaza, allowing them to live rent-free and provide monthly salaries that will provide the means of existence for their families, particularly due to very low employment opportunities and the inability to secure sufficient income. In 2006, Gaza witnessed the celebration of a mass wedding ceremony for 25 couples, where those that funded the occasion also helped with the purchase of home furniture for the couples and provided them with startup money for their new life. This act of generosity brought happiness to 100 families in the Gaza Strip and Khan Yunis area living in underprivileged circumstances and who would have been unable to achieve without such aid. This number was doubled some years later. And so, music and rhythms in the West Bank combined in celebration of the group wedding that included 100 bride and groom under the sponsorship of President Mahmoud Abbas and the Governor of Ramallah District, Dr. Layla Ghannam. Education is key to the survival and prosperity of any nation. It is the means by which people develop intellect and knowledge to secure employment, succeed in business, and be able to work and support their families, communities, and country in the future. Mr. Harazeen is one of the people who contributed much to the education sector in Gaza and West Bank. He takes great interest naming establishments after people dear to him, such as his mother, father, and wife. In 2006, a school for girls was designed by local and British engineers, and after completion in 2007 was handed over to the Ministry of Education, since educating 2,000 female students. In 2013, projects began to establish 2 schools in the face of great difficulty as there was insufficient government land available. The Ministry of Education was unable to purchase private land for the schools, but despite the challenges, the work was completed in 2015 and 2017, respectively. Each school educates around 2,000 students. More schools and education opportunities are urgently required. Class sizes are still too high and educational resources are in short supply. After a period of government engagement, a plot of land was allocated for the establishment of a secondary school. After completion, this was converted to the Teachers College and then to Al-Aqsa University in 1992. Since its establishment, it has become one of the most reputable universities in the Gaza Strip and currently educates 25,000 students. It has been chosen by the Palestinian Authority to be the official and governmental university of the Gaza Strip. It is a low-income university with tuition fees costing only 50% of the fees at other universities. The annual project supported by Mr. Hamad Harazeen includes the financial support given to Al-Quds University, and he also supports Mr. Mahmoud Abbas financial aid box that is dedicated to help Palestinian students in Lebanon refugee camps, believing in the Sun's second message that is feeding thinking with science. Medical clinics and facilities have also received financial support. These are critical in maintaining basic standards of health and were crucial to the Palestinians surviving during times of attacks. Mr. Harazeen contributed greatly by establishing a medical clinic at his birthplace in 1991, when a piece of land was leased from the representative government authority. The project, which was named the Sabha Medical Center after his mother, serves about 65,000 residents of the Shaja'iyya area. The residents of the community used to travel great distances to reach a medical clinic before the establishment of this community medical center that employs 45 people, 8 of whom are family doctors. However, after establishing these projects, they require intensive follow-up. Full maintenance works have recently been carried out on the building, and the clinic has again been provided with all required equipment and devices. In March 2017, the clinic received about 10,000 patients. In 1998, a further medical clinic in Al-Qubba area in Shaja'iyya was established. The owner of the clinic at the time asked for help to finish the project because there was no liquidity. The internal and external finishing works were completed and it was called Hassan Al-Harazeen Clinic. In February 2000, land was bought at his own expense to set up a specialized ophthalmology clinic with all the necessary medical equipment and operating rooms. The building plans were also expanded to include a social and cultural center. However, political conditions after the outbreak of Al-Aqsa Intifada hindered the implementation of this project. After the completion of the ophthalmology center, the foreign specialists were unable to attend, so the building was handed over to the Patients' Friends Society and was then converted into a central obstetric clinic that helps about 100,000 people in the eastern neighborhoods of Gaza City. The building and the entire project was gifted for the sake of the Gaza Zakah Association to become an ongoing charity for providing services to Shaja'iyya and other surrounding neighborhoods. Further donations followed to establish 2 floors in the Palestinian medical complex to serve dialysis patients in Ramallah. The center will help about 35,000 people of Ramallah and its suburbs. The current dialysis department is equipped with 21 dialysis machines, and the construction of a new building will expand its capacity, as it will be provided with 50 machines to reduce washing periods for about 175 patients. The construction of 2 floors is complete, along with the electromechanical work, and setting the equipment is progressing. Restoration Holy Family Church to promote Islamic Christian fraternity. He demonstrated that by supporting renovation of the church strengthened the Christian-Palestinian ties in Palestine. The financial support dedicated towards Christians' facilities was not limited to church funding. It also included financing the Orthodox Club, and that included stone restoration, equipment, and furniture maintenance in the club that is considered one of the leading cultural and social institutions. The edifice of Mahmoud Darwish Museum also had its share of the financial support given by Mr. Hamad al-Harazeen. The museum shines with messages reflecting patriotic, land-loving, simplicity, poetry and love that reflects Mahmoud Darwish, and it celebrates Darwish's achievements. Despite of the financial and social crisis lived by Palestinians, generous hands are still determined to initiate and make a positive change. Mr. Hamad al-Harazeen dedicated financial aid towards people with poor economic status in Ramallah and Al-Bira district. Those cases include funds given to the deaf primary school as well as the orphans village in Bethlehem, SOS, that was established in 1949. And the financial support went on to reach the Women's Arab Union charity, and the aim of the funding was to try to merge those cases in the society and to reduce the challenges they face. The launch of Distinguished Medical Center for Dialysis in Gaza is being studied. The project would comprise of underground storage, maintenance and washing department, spare parts, oxygen production, water desalination and purification, as well as 3 upper floors. The center will serve the people of Gaza City and the northern region. The construction of the project is expected to start by January 2018. Establishing a joint primary school in Beit Furik in Nablus Governorate for students who are currently studying in the village mosque. The new school will help 480 students in the primary levels and will have a total of 1815 square meters with 12 classrooms for the levels from 1 to 4 elementary and rooms for teachers and other school services. There is active participation to establish a school for creative students from all the provinces in Palestine, PAL Academy, which will include modern facilities and services. The school will have 20 students per class, significantly lower than the average number of students per class in public schools. The school will be the first of its kind in Palestine. The students will be selected from the governorates starting from the preparatory levels. They will also be encouraged to take unique subjects which will be taught according to the latest internationally recognized curriculum. The donation for this project includes the construction of the main building for classrooms and laboratories, as well as a school administration building. This represents 20% of the complete project's financial costs. The donation also covered the costs of the design work for all 15 project buildings and infrastructure, including social buildings, sports, and cultural activities, as well as teacher and student accommodation for those coming from faraway governorates. Hassan Al-Harazeen Academic Building in Ramallah is being developed for the sake of Al-Quds Open University in order to alleviate the financial burdens suffered by the university, in addition to granting the university a special academic center that consolidates teaching capacity in one location. The proposed project is to build the academic building on the campus of Al-Quds Open University in Ramallah and Al-Bira, which is a political, administrative, and economic center due to its important strategic location in the center of the West Bank.